Hi, everyone. Shannon O'Flaherty here, and it's lovely to see you. I hope you're all getting your little dings on your laptop, letting you know that you're here with me, that I'm going live right now. I forgot to let you all know that I was doing a live tonight. And tonight's live is about worrying. Are you wasting all of your energy by worrying about everything all of the time? Because I hear a lot of you are worrying about lots of stuff right now. Okay, so at least in England, the world is starting to open up a little bit. Just this week on Monday, things started to open up, and it's really nice to go out and connect with people. Still social distancing and masks and all of that, but still it's nice to feel like the world is coming back into action. So perhaps right there's a little less to worry about. But really, what's happening when we worry about something, we are not in our alignment and we're not connected to source energy because we're in a place of fear and doubt. Because when you're worrying, you're not trusting. You're not trusting your faith. You're not trusting your connection. You're not trusting that the universe has got your back. And what you're doing is you're lining up your energy and your vibration and putting all that energy out there into the world of worry, all that worry energy, calling that energy right back to you. So I forget what the statistics are, but they're quite high that most of the stuff that people worry about never happens. And so you're keeping yourself stuck in fear that whole time that you're worrying. Um, and then sometimes the stuff that we worry about does happen, but oftentimes people find out that it was a blessing in disguise, or later down the line they realized, oh, well, if that hadn't happened, then this great opportunity wouldn't have come, things like that. So when we're worrying, we're projecting our doom and gloom into the future, and it takes energy. And we contract and we're spiraling down when all of that is happening. I used to be a professional worrier. I would invent things to worry about, and I've seen my clients do the same thing. And it's that old what if game. Oh, but what if this happens, and what if that happens, and what if this person doesn't show up in time to meet that? And it's all just because you don't have control over it. But in that same what if on the negative spiral down, you can choose the what if positive spiral. Well, what if this person shows up and has a bouquet of flowers for me? What if this person meets that person? What if this great thing happens? What if not only do I get the thing that I'm going for, but another opportunity happens and it's even better than I thought? Or what if I I get a bigger bonus than I was worried about not getting at all, right? So lots of possibilities to change your mindset right there just on the dime. Now, what I have also done when worrying, and I don't know if this is a great idea for some people, it could freak you out even worse, but before I sailed across the ocean in a 48-foot yacht, I had my worries, right? My concerns. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. What's the worst thing that could happen? So it's like play the worst case scenario game, right? Like, what's the worst thing that could happen? So I looked up every kind of horror movie, but of real life things, real life sailing. I didn't watch horror films, but the sailing movies of professional sailors and sailor trips and sailing through storms and races and stuff that really happened. I looked up all of these YouTube events. So to me, they were horrific because it was pretty scary stuff going down. But I needed to know in my head what's the worst thing that could happen out there so that I could actually get some perspective about it, because I had nothing to compare it to. I was making up stuff in my head that maybe didn't even exist, right? So I wanted to get a clear idea of what was the worst case scenario. And then because we were sailing with a group of other people, I wanted to know, well, how long would we be on our own if our boat did turn over before somebody would find us, right? And Now, having crossed the sea, probably, probably we wouldn't have been found in all likelihood. But going into it, I wanted to have as many um, facts and reality checks that I could take with me so that I could simply not worry about the unknown and uninvented things in my mind that I would make far worse than they actually would be. I wanted to know, well, what would I actually be dealing with? And then you also do your prep. So a lot of our worry, we can actually change that by researching. So if you've got and sometimes researching isn't good because then it, like, people get hypochondria because they have a cold and they look on the internet and then they're like, oh my god, I've got this disease, I've got that, I'm gonna die. So don't go down that spiral. But I use research to help me get some more information, to help me get a bigger picture about what's going on, so that I'm not just worrying about something that I'm just inventing in my head. But you need to know yourself very well to know if that's going to help you or hinder you. But really, the best way out of worry is to just stop and breathe and own your feeling and then go, okay, well, worrying is a no win situation. It doesn't change anything, it doesn't help anybody. And so, all I can do right now is think of something positive, something happy, something that makes me feel good. Because the minute you do that, your vibration shifts and then you're back in alignment. And then you can start to focus positively, because then when you're in alignment, then you're more in flow and you're connected to source energy and you're connected back to your faith. And it's in those moments of flow that you realize, why do I ever worry? Right. So this past week, I've been noticing that I've been having a really active back and forth dialogue with the universe. And it's just been those subtle little hits that I get, like I have a fleeting thought. And those are the thoughts you have to pay attention to, the fleeting thoughts. Like, oh, I wonder about this. And then, like, within the day, sometimes within an hour or within the next day, the answer comes to me. And I've really been noticing it. Like, I see the answer and I think, oh, I just had that thought. I just had that thought. Thank you, God. I'm not missing this message. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm expressing gratitude all the time for these little mini miracles that happen when I feel like the universe is directly in direct active communication with me. I ask something out loud or even in my head, and then in the next day, I receive the answer. And I'm not taking it for granted, and I'm open to receive because I've invited in the question. And so if you're worried, put it out there in a positive question. Hey, God. Hey, source energy. I'm concerned about this. Help me understand what I need to know so that I can move past this block. Show me what I need to see so that I can work through this challenge right now in my most efficient way, right? Ask for help. And when you're actively communicating with your source energy, you're going to be in alignment, you're going to be in flow, and you're going to be actively working towards focusing on that solution instead of staying in that spiral down of worry, which is just going to keep you stuck in fear and doubt and not feeling good. And vibrationally, it's inviting in the thing that you don't want to happen. So I really encourage all of you to focus on the things that you do want to happen, because your mind, your brain, does not know the difference between what you're imagining calling to you and what your so-called reality is. So it's up to you, and you have the power to do that. And I know you all can easily. So look in the guides section, because there are some wonderful videos in there on how to use your different chakras and how to pull out all of the dark pixels, these shadow parts that get stuck in us, so that you can tap into your emotions and have control over your emotions instead of your emotions having a grip on you instead. And this is also why I love to speak to everybody and have mind shift calls with people, because I really want you all to be focusing on all of your potential and what is going on for you that is working and that is good in your life, because we can always make it better. And so I want you to be in alignment, feel good about everything. Notice when you're worrying. That's the first thing. Notice that you're worrying. And when you notice that, just decide right then and there, stop, not worth it. Now I'm going to focus on something positive. I'm just going to say, what if all of the good things that I want in the world would happen? What then? Right? That's a much better feeling. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.